Previously on part 1, white launched a storm on the king side with g4, and black hit back on the queen side. White plays knight to c6, establishing central pressure. Black calmly responds with queen to e8, keeping flexibility in reserve. Then, white pushes with pawn to g5, trying to destabilize black's king side, followed by pawn to f4, doubling down on space and attacking chances. But black counters smartly. Pawn to b4, expanding on the queen side. White shifts the knight to a4, eyeing that sensitive b6 square, then pushes f5, aiming to crash through the center. But black answers with knight to c5, claiming a powerful outpost. White sacrifices the knight with Methyn. Knight takes on e7, and after queen takes back, slams knight into c5. Black coolly responds with pawn takes on c5. White centralizes the queen to e2, preparing coordination. But black wastes no time. Knight jumps to f4, bringing dangerous pressure. Then comes queen to c4, lining up on the c-file. White goes for a tactic. Bishop takes on c5, but black sees deeper. Queen captures on g5. White trades down with bishop takes on f8, and black immediately retakes. Rook to f8. White castles long, king to b1. Black regroups with queen to e7, repositioning smartly. White now pushes f6, trying to shred through the king side. After pawn takes, white quietly plays pawn to c3, setting up the coming storm. Black calmly shifts the king to h8, staying safe. White lifts the rook to g1, pressure building fast. But black captures with pawn takes on c3. Queen takes back on c3. Now bishop takes on e4, removing a critical pawn from the center. King slides to a1, tucking away into safety. Queen jumps to e3, threatening deep tactics. White responds with bishop to d3, searching for activity. Black exchanges, bishop takes on d3, then queen takes on d3, keeping lines open. Black now plays rook to d8, setting a quiet trap. White grabs a pawn with queen takes on a6, but black pushes, pawn to f3, threatening chaos. Queen moves to c6, pressuring the 6th rank. Black answers with knight to d4, invading. White goes for queen to h6, hoping to stir up threats, but black coldly ignores it, pushing f5, total domination. White brings rook to d1. Black surges again, pawn to e4. White clings on with queen to f4. Black calmly brings the queen to d6, total central control. Queen to g5, trying for counterplay, but here it comes. Pawn to f2, now deadly close. White retreats, king to b1. Black locks it with pawn to f4, shutting the door. White tries rook to c4, defending the flank. Rook to g8. Queen to h5. Maybe there's a glimpse of hope. Black responds. Then rook to c8, forcing trades. Rook takes on d8, but queen strikes back on g4, a brutal swing. White defends with queen to d1. Black tears through with pawn to e3. It's happening. King hides on a1, but black plays knight to c2, a deflection masterpiece. Rook takes, but queen recaptures on c2. Black dominates. White tries queen to d4. Checks again with queen to b6. Relentless. King tries to escape g5. Queen to b5, pinning the king. King to h4. Black pushes pawn to e2. The final nail is coming. King runs to a 2. Black captures on f1. Promotion is within reach. White drops queen to b3, but black finds queen to a1, check. King takes the queen and then queen to b3, a quiet killer, and that's the game. If you enjoyed this battles, hit like, subscribe, and dive deeper into the world of high-level chess. A single move can change everything. Don't miss the next game. Subscribe now.